What's up, guys? We're Zing Magic Valley.
Thank you so much for buying your Zing Box. We are so excited for you to love how your house looks this Christmas season. Today we're going to show you how to install your lights. Step 1 is laying out your strand and screwing in your bulbs in your desired pattern. You want to make sure that your bulbs are screwed in firmly, but not too tight. If you hear cracking, stop. Step 2 is attaching the clip to the strand.
So these are the clips. What you want to do is kind of envision how it fits on the house. The house is behind me. We want this light facing forward. So easiest for me is to get where this green clip on the light strand is facing me, and you'll want to put the clip inside that so when you take it down it doesn't fall off. So I just kind of get there and I push it on, and then I'll need to push that down like that because the light needs to be facing out, and the small portion of that clip goes in the front of the gutter, and then this goes inside of the gutter.
Step 3 is to survey your house and figure out where you're going to plug in and where the flow of electricity will be. Step 4 is to close the ends of the wire that aren't being used with a female end. This will make it so that no electricity goes past that point. It will also make it so later on, if you want to add more lights, you have a hookup in that plug end.
We're at one of the ends of the line, and what I like to do with the ends of the line is to make sure it's a nice clean end. I like to cut it. I like to cut it kind of at a 45 degree. And then I like to separate the wire. So I just grab my hands, fingernails here, you can use your pliers, and I just pull the wire apart a little bit. And then I pull the insulation over top so you don't see any bare wire there, and it creates a good insulated end. And then you take your female clip in this case, because this is not going to be attached to anything, and I push it into one of the ends to the closed side end, and you push it in there. There's a little divider in the bottom of that that'll separate these two so they're even further apart so they don't touch. You push that in and you bend it down and over, and then I use my pliers. As you can see, there's two little teeth right there, and one of those teeth to that female end will connect to this side and the other to the other side. So you push it down, and then I use my pliers, or you can use the cap to this, and you just kind of push it snug so it connects to that wire inside the insulation. And then you take your cap, the open side first to the open side, and then you just push it right on. And I push it on until it's nice and snug, and this side looks like that.
Step 5 is to attach the clips to your roof line. These clips will work for both gutters and shingles. We do recommend that you follow ladder safety protocols, as obviously there are some risks to being on ladders and roofs.
So you take the clip and you want to pull the cord tight so there's no slack, so the lights are evenly spread. And then you want to take the back end of the clip and push it on the back, and the front of this clip just goes right on front. You just push it down. That's simple.
These clips also work great on shingle roof lines. So you'll take the flat end of the clip and you just slide it underneath the shingle. And you want to again make sure that you pull the line tight, which will give it that really nice look. Step 6 is to add any mid-line plugs that are necessary. You would use these to splice in any dormers or peaks that aren't in your initial strand of lights that you put in. You will also use a mid-line plug when you are making your extension cord, which will go down to the plug in the house.
Okay, so we've worked around the house and we've come to an end point where I need to make a cut. So what I do is I pull the wire out here, see where I need to cut, make sure that there's no wire, that it's completely unplugged before I do this, and then I just make a cut, and I like to make it just right in the middle of the two light bulbs. I'm going to put a female plug on the end of this, and then an extension cord to plug in to the top there, and then we'll just continue the strand going on. Just putting on the end of this line, just like we showed earlier. Just pushing it on and putting the and I have the end here that I'm going to splice into with a male, and then a little extension cord that will run up the house ridge and connect into that top level. So this is the extension wire that's going to plug these two separate lines into each other. So I just measured it, got on the roof, kind of measured out how long it is, and then I'm just going to make a cut. And then I'm going to separate these ends like we talked about, pull the insulation over top of it, put a male end right here. Sometimes use the backs to just kind of push it on so it connects to those teeth. And then I need a female for the other end. I've already separated those two. Okay, so that's my extension cord. And then I have the next line right here that extension cord is going to connect to. And I'm just going to cut the 45. Pull the insulation over, separate them, and then this is a male end that's connecting into that other line. Just pushing the wire on so it connects to the teeth, putting the cap on. And so whenever I do this, I always stop and think about which way the electricity is going. So this wire, if I were to connect my extension cord onto that, I would just want to make sure anytime I unplug a male and a female, that when I unplug it, there isn't a live male. So you should always think through that process as you're wiring this and don't do it backwards. If you ever unplug and you will have a live male where if you touched it you could get shocked, not a good idea. Switch it around. Okay, so I have my two lines. I have my second line for the top here, and I've connected my extension cord to it, and I have my male end. And the electricity is obviously off, and then I plug them in there so I'm connected. Connect them on, and you just continue to go like we were before. You kind of tuck your wire up there good. When I'm done, I'll make sure that's nice and neat.
The last step is making sure that you don't have any exposed ends. Just walk around your roof line and make sure that each end has a plug on it.
All right, so we're to the spot where we're gonna plug it in and get power to the line. So I measured over from the outlet to this house the extension cord, and this is how long I needed. So obviously it's not plugged in, no electricity going. I just clip it, and then I need to attach a male and a female end like we've shown you before onto this. I am plugging it in over here because I can hide the wire in that gutter. This house does not have any good EVE outlets or outlets up top, just one outlet by the front door. So that makes it a little more difficult. I'm going to plug it in over here by the front door and put a male end there, and then kind of hide the cord behind these pots, and then along the ground here, rocks and behind the bushes, and then I'll go up the downspout and kind of hide, tuck the cord in there, and then up top, because this is a solid line, I'm going to have to take a male end. And these male ends, one end is open where you put the wire in, but you see this male end is closed. And if you look at the female ends are made to have one of those ends just punched out. So I can just take this off and punch it out, or break that little clip off, and then I can attach the wire there if I need to attach to another like dormer or something and use that line. So I just break that clip off, attach it to the line, and then I put a male on my other cord and attach it if there were a dormer up there. But in this, what we're doing here, this is where we're going to get our power from. So I need to have a male plugged in there, and they don't have that punch out. So what I do is I just break that off with my pliers, and then I will climb up the ladder. And pretending this is my cord up there, I'll just put it in there like that. So the cord runs along there. I'll push it down real tight, and then I'll put my clip on to hold it. I'll just slide the clip on like that. So that main line will have a male that I can plug in from the house outlet. So it'll be a male at the outlet, a female at the end of the extension cord, and a male connecting to the main line. So here's the main line, getting the male end in on there and making sure the cap is on nice and tight. And now I have our extension cord.
Once you've done that, plug in your lights and they should work perfectly. The way that we keep track of what strand goes where is we label each strand with a color. So this strand I have labeled with a yellow zip tie, and on the second strand on this house I will label it with a different color. So we just label the 2 different strands so that next year we know where each of them goes. And then we save this photo. If you have any questions about your Christmas lights, please email us at zingmagicvalley@gmail.com. In that email, include your phone number, and we'd be happy to give you a call back and talk you through any questions that you have. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube for more tutorials, and we hope that you enjoy your Christmas lights this season.